Hi, it's Corrine. We're back for our second video tutorial. We've worked out some of the bugs that with the lighting and cameras. Kevin's worked on some better cameras, so it's getting pretty exciting. So I'm really excited about today too. We're going to be doing the Easy Viewfinder card. Some of you have seen other viewfinder cards, and I've always found them very difficult. And then I saw this card and I thought that's a lot easier, so I want to share that with you. We've also learned some other things along the way too. In order for me to look like I have any makeup on, I have to look like a hooker right now at home. So no offense to hookers out there, but at least I look like I have some makeup on today. So get ready, here we go. Okay, so this is the spinner card that we're going to do. And as you can see, she spins around and you're able to view 4 different little pictures. So this one was a Christmas themed one, obviously. So the next one that we're going to do is actually, I'm going to be using a masculine, and more specifically I'm going to do this as if it was a birthday card for a boy. I have Really Rust underneath, I have chocolate chip here, and then I have the Outlaw designer paper. And then I took out my sewing machine and I sewed all along. No, you know I didn't do that. This is the all in a row cross stitch stamp that goes ahead. You can go ahead, and I just did that in chocolate chip so that it looks like I actually did sew on there, which we know Corrine doesn't sew. So next what we're going to do is we're going to use our Colozzle to make a bunch of circles. And I'm going to show you a little trick with the Colozzle. And what I've done is I've used a permanent marker. You can't use a dry erase, has to be a permanent. And I colored these circles with black and blue, black, blue, black, blue, black, blue. And what that does is it allows me to always know which half of the circle that I'm on. So I know that I need a 3.5-inch diameter circle, so that is the 6th ring from the inside. So I'm going to go ahead, I don't know if you heard that, but that was my kids laughing upstairs. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Okay, so there's my circle, and then I'm just going to go ahead and clip the insides of the circle so that I can release the circle. Okay, and there's our circle that we're going to use, and this is going to be actually the underside of the card, of the Viewmaster. Then what we're also going to do is I also cut out the exact same size, and on the top I'm going to use the Wanted, and I just distress the edges with a little bit of chocolate chip ink. And then we're going to make 2 more circles, and except these ones are going to be our template. And one of them I just measured in 1/4 inch and then used the 3/4 inch circle punch and punched out a circle. And that's what I'm going to use as my template when I want to go ahead and punch out the top part. Then the second circle that we have is again the same size, and I measured in 1/4 inch and just punched in on that side, and then I folded the circle in half and went ahead and punched that out using the first circle as my template for that. And then when I folded it in half, I created a line, a perfect line going the opposite way. So then that way I know where the halfway mark is on the other side of my circle. Again, measured in 1/4 inch, punched that out, folded it in half, and then punched the other one. So what I want is like a clock. I want a 12, a 3, a 6, and a 9. And then by creating those 2 folds, it also gave me the center part on this circle. So then I punched a little hole in the circle, in the center of the circle, because I know that that's where I need to put my eyelet. So now what we're going to do, and I've put some Dotto on the back of this because I just want a temporary adhesive, because I just want to hold it in place. And just quick little tip, when you're removing the Dotto, you want to make sure your hands are clean, because if your hands are dirty, like mine, as you can see, with some ink, you'll transfer that color onto there, and then your Dotto won't come off cleanly. You're going to get that smudgy mark. So just make sure your hands are good and clean before you take any Dotto off if you need to. So I'm just going to hold that on place on top of the Sage Sato. And now I'm going to just start what will be the 4 pictures inside. And I'm going to mask off these other 3 circles because I don't want to stamp into those circles. And I'm using the Wanted stamp set. And I'm going to do the horse's head in Really Rust. And then I'm going to mask off, actually I don't need to because I'm going to be inside of this. And I'm going to do, I used the what's it? Oh, the color wheel to tell me what the partner color is for Sage Shadow, which is Handsome Hunter. So kind of thought that was nice just to kind of give it a little bit of a dramatic look. And then on the bottom, I'm going to stamp out a little message. So I'm using Everyday Flexible Phrases. I'm going to stamp out Special Sun. Okay, and then this last one, I'm going to use one of the faces from All in the Family. And I'm going to use the Blush Blossom marker just to give him some cheeks. I don't want to use a real pinky color, but just to kind of give him a little bit of color in there. You'll want to take a good look at the All in the Family set in the catalog. Stampin' Up! Is donating all the proceeds from this stamp set to help support the Abbott family in Australia. Dave Abbott was the director for Stampin' Up! In Australia, and he passed away last month. So in a way to help the family, Stampin' Up! Is donating all of those proceeds from that stamp set to the family. So I think that's fantastic. So take a good look at that set. It's super adorable. All right, so now what we're going to do is, now we have our 4 images. Now we're going to take the single one, single hole, and go ahead and punch that out, just like so. And actually, you know what? You wouldn't even have to use a separate one. You could just use one. As I'm doing this, I realize, you know what? You don't need one that just has one. You can use all 4, and then you're good. So then we're going to take that center hole that we have already marked out, and we're going to mark it. And then we can go ahead and just take that off, and there's the hole right there. And you could use a brad. And actually, I have, just to show you, you could use the, I thought the rhinestone brads would be really sharp just in the center of that. But I really want to use a jumbo eyelet because it just screams jumbo eyelet. And then I'm going to line that up over the hole, and be careful because I'm going to hammer, so plug your ears, like so. And then we're going to pop in our eyelet. Make sure that you're doing this through both layers, okay? And then just flip it over. Again, plug your ears. And then, because this is, oh yeah, plug your ears again. Because this is such a big eyelet, you sometimes have to pound it some more. Okay, so now you can see how we're going to turn this and get to see all 4 of those images. So now it's just a matter of taping this this part onto your already finished card front. Be generous with the tape. And then decide what you want to be your top image. And I want the horse to be the top image. And that's just going to go on like that. And then instead of a what I had done on this one, which is using a ribbon that's fastened with a brad to be the turning, so you don't wear down any of the edges of the cardstock. In this one, I'm going to use one of our library clips. Aren't they so cute? And then that's not going to go through both sides, obviously, because then your card won't spin. It's only going to go through the top layer. And then that's what you can use to spin your card. And then you can go ahead and put just some kind of a special message on here. And I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and I'll post my finished product. But that is, in a nutshell, how to do the Easy Viewmaster spin card. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video tutorial. Welcome any comments that you have about maybe something that wasn't clear, and I'd be more than happy to clear that up for you. I've already got my next video tutorial planned out, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. For those of you who've been asking how my jogging is going, I'm having a riot. I'm going to start taking my dog because already my 17-year-old daughter has bailed as my jogging partner. So stay tuned, and we will be back again with another video tutorial. So see ya.